I'm not really sure why I expected so much. Maybe because this is WrestleMania week and then, everything got to get dialed up. But this Raw before Mania, it was just a dud to me. Nothing has been built up significant to deserve a match at WrestleMania, and it's like, oh man, we need the last 2 weeks before Mania, we gotta like hype it up as big as we can. It was a bunch of shouting, loud talking, trying to make this match seem bigger than what it is, but it wasn't no build to it. The Liv and Stephanie match, although it's like for the women's world title, it just feels like it's something that should be on a PLE somewhere and not WrestleMania because of what is built up. And it should be built up better because Liv won the Royal Rumble. I thought that the match was going to be a triple threat with Raquel in there based off of Liv eliminating her from the Rumble and her looking at Liv like, the fuck are you doing? But then the next day, they're out there laughing with each other and she's out there parading right next to her like her flunky again. And then the weeks for the build, it hasn't really been a build because they don't know how to write. And they don't know how to present these people as stars. The build to it was her talking to her, making her cry, all this and that stuff, and this whole, is she going to pick Jade? Is she going to pick Stephanie? And then once she picks Stephanie, you would think that it will kick off the feud, but it just fell flat. So they want to disguise a brawl and a shouting match for you to be like, oh, man, this is a WrestleMania feud, but it's not. You can't just do something like that at the end and expect it to just be like, oh my gosh, I got to see this match. It's a TV match at best. One of my subscribers or people who just watch one of my videos commented about it, and I was like, you know what? Besides the 3 matches that he named, he said he's excited for the Trick and Oba and Roman and Punk, and I'll get to that in a second. But this all feels like it is a Monday Night Raw and a Friday Night SmackDown disguised as a WrestleMania. They're just going to be in a big stadium. It's going to have WrestleMania. It's going to look beautiful because they're top notch with their production. But do not be mistaken. If you look at this card, none of these matches are WrestleMania worthy besides Oba and Brock. Everything else is just like you kind of muddy the waters because you have stars. Every person that is on the WrestleMania card is a fucking star, but they have nothing to go off of. No feud, no build, no nothing. Like this whole thing is just caca. And then you wait towards the end of the night. And before you got to the end of the night, let's talk about Gunther and Seth, a match that has no purpose. They don't even know what the story is between the two. But if you go back, when Seth won his match at Mania and he's going around and then he confronted Gunther, Gunther was like, listen, you walk around here like you tough shit, but you're not. I am. And then I'm like, why didn't they go back to that moment? That could have saved that feud. And then you fast forward and you got to the main event. This is the main event of WrestleMania. The last match on this show. And you have 2 megastars here. And what do they talk about? Absolutely fucking nothing. So it's like Punk can cut a pipe bomb when Roman's not there, ether the man, his whole family and stuff like that. And then the next week he's going to come out and say, you know what, I hate you. I hate you because you're bred into this business and I didn't have a family to get into the business quick. I had to cut my teeth on the indies. I had to wrestle in bowling alleys and abandoned churches and stuff like that. Bro, we've heard all of that before. We've heard Roman ain't there. We heard he got a big family. Oh, he's this. He's the chosen one. This and that. I'm tired of hearing that. Give me a solid promo to sell the main event match at WrestleMania, but in their eyes, they already sold it because he's Roman and he's Punk, and that's all you need. But that's not all what you need. Compared to all the big-time main event matches that WrestleMania has put on over its 41 years of doing that event, some of them have always been good. A good story to tell. But it's hard to tell a story when Roman is not there. And then Roman's like, I hate you. I hope that in 10 years people chant my name like they did you. I hate you that you got the fans and you got this, you got that, and at WrestleMania you gonna acknowledge me just like everybody else. Man, it's the same song and dance with him. I need to see some fire. I need for him to be like, Roman, go out there and talk that talk. You know who you are. I shouldn't have to write for you. Sell the main event. Get personal with him. You got a week to come up with some good stuff. Come back here next week, and you going to close the show off. And this is what it is. It was so flat. It didn't make me ready for WrestleMania. It made me ready for WrestleMania to be over with. So I can see what you have building towards something. Because right now, it's the 40 and up club in WWE. Every champion in this company is 40 and up, besides the tag team, besides Julia, who doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. Who should? She should have a match against Jordynne Grace, highlighting the future of the women's division. But no. You got to have the women's tag match on this show. Another multi-person match. You're just throwing it in there because Bayley didn't get her opportunity last year. Because Charlotte didn't get her opportunity last year. So we're throwing out participation awards on events now. It's not right. This WrestleMania should have been so much better. And it's going to be a big event because it's WrestleMania. Despite how lackluster the build is, despite all of that, it's going to be WrestleMania. You're going to tune in. I know I am. I'm going to sit there with my fruit, my nachos, and just 3-4 blunts and just sit back and watch the show because it's WrestleMania. But I'm looking forward to 420 because it's the night after WrestleMania. And not only it being 420, the day of smokers, but I'm just going to sit and I'm just going to see what the reset is going to be. At this point, I'm just done with WrestleMania. I'm just done with it. You got Dominic versus the Demon, Finn Balor. When's the last time you seen the Demon? And you mean to tell me you got to be the Demon to beat Dominic Mysterio? Get the fuck out of here. Triple H, you should be worried about your job. You're the last person with the first person who taken shots for this company. And this WrestleMania, and if I were you, I'd be worried. Because they can always call Vince back. And I got a feeling that they are.